Welcome to Zen Buddhism, where gentle stories carry you to peace. This tale invites rest, a soft path to calm. By listening, you're already home. Each breath a step toward healing. Tonight, we touch a simple truth. Speaking with a heart of peace. No striving needed. Only openness. Peace sleeps within you, ready to bloom. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Let this story carry you, like a breeze, into a journey of serene rest. Chapter 1: Speaking from a Heart of Peace. Part 1: Awakening to Peaceful Speech. Words carry a quiet power, shaping the world around us with every syllable. They are not mere sounds, but energy that flows from the heart, touching others deeply. When spoken with care, words can heal, uplift, and connect us to one another. Yet, when driven by haste or anger, they can wound, leaving ripples of pain that linger. In our fast-paced lives, we often speak without thinking. Caught in the rush of stress or societal demands, a harsh word in a moment of frustration can fracture trust, while a kind one can mend it. This is the dance of intention. Words reflect our inner state, revealing whether we are at peace or in turmoil. Society pushes us toward impulsive speech, where conflicts spark over misunderstandings or unchecked emotions. We see it daily, in heated arguments or careless remarks that erode relationships. To speak peacefully is to pause, to choose words that align with compassion and clarity. It is a practice of presence, a way to honor both ourselves and those we address. Let us begin by recognizing this truth. Our words are a mirror of our hearts, and through them, we can cultivate harmony or discord. Anna, a dedicated teacher, carried the weight of a demanding day. Her classroom buzzed with restless students. Deadlines loomed, and her patience frayed like a worn thread. In a staff meeting, her colleague Sarah offered a suggestion, but Anna, overwhelmed, snapped sharply, dismissing Sarah's idea with cutting words. The room fell silent, and Sarah's face tightened with hurt. Anna felt a pang of regret, but the moment passed, and the words could not be undone. That evening, Anna replayed the scene, her heart heavy with guilt. Her harshness had created a distance between her and Sarah, a rift that felt colder with each passing day. She noticed Sarah's quiet withdrawal. The way their once easy conversations now felt strained. Anna's stress had spilled over, and her words, though fleeting, left a lasting mark. She wished she had paused, taken a breath, and chosen differently. This moment taught her the weight of impulsive speech, how a single outburst could ripple outward, touching others with pain. Yet, it also sparked a resolve within her to speak with greater care, to let her words reflect the peace she sought within. As we turn inward, let us consider how our own words have shaped our connections, for better or worse. In Buddhism, right speech is a sacred practice, a cornerstone of the Noble Eightfold Path. It calls us to speak with truth, kindness, and purpose, ensuring our words nurture rather than harm. Truthful speech aligns with reality, free from deceit or exaggeration. Kind speech flows from compassion, uplifting others even in difficult moments. Purposeful speech carries meaning, avoiding gossip or idle chatter that clouds the mind. When we practice right speech, we cultivate inner peace, for our words become an extension of a heart rooted in love and understanding. This is not about perfection, but about intention. To align what we say with the values of a compassionate heart. Each word we choose is a step toward harmony, a way to honor the interconnectedness of all beings. By speaking mindfully, we create space for understanding, dissolving conflict before it grows. Right speech invites us to pause, to reflect on the impact of our words, and to let them flow from a place of calm. As we embrace this practice, we find that peaceful speech not only transforms our relationships, but also deepens the serenity within us. Let us explore how to bring this practice into our daily lives. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath, feeling your chest rise and fall. Notice the air, cool as it enters, warm as it leaves. Let your mind settle, like leaves drifting to the ground. Now, bring to mind a moment when you are about to speak. Perhaps it is a conversation with a friend, a colleague, or a stranger. Before words form, pause. Breathe in, breathe out. Ask yourself, are my words true? Are they kind? Do they serve a purpose? Feel the space this pause creates. A moment of clarity amidst the rush. If anger or impatience arises, acknowledge it gently, like a passing cloud. Return to your breath, letting it anchor you. Envision your words as soft light, carrying compassion to those who hear them. Practice this pause in daily life, especially when emotions surge. The challenge is to tame impulsive reactions, to choose words that heal rather than harm. With each breath, you cultivate mindfulness, shaping your speech into a gift of peace. As you open your eyes, carry this practice with you, letting every word reflect the calm within. Let us now deepen our understanding of where unpeaceful speech begins. Part 2. Deepening peaceful communication. Unpeaceful speech often stems from the ego, that restless voice within seeking control or validation. When we speak to assert dominance, defend pride, or cling to our sense of self, our words become sharp, driven by attachment to being right. In Buddhism, the concept of selflessness teaches us to let go of this ego-driven need. Our words are not tools to build walls, but bridges to connect us. When we are attached to outcomes wanting approval, fearing rejection, we speak reactively, and our words lose their peace. Imagine a moment of frustration. The urge to lash out arises from a desire to protect the self. Yet, true freedom lies in releasing this need, in speaking from a place of openness rather than control. By observing our thoughts without clinging to them, we soften the impulse to react. This practice of selflessness invites us to see others not as opponents, but as fellow travelers on the path. As we let go of ego, our words become lighter, infused with kindness and clarity. Let us see this transformation through a story of change. Weeks after her outburst, Anna faced another tense moment with Sarah. A project deadline loomed, and opinions clashed in a meeting. Anna felt the familiar heat of frustration rising. But this time, she paused. She took a slow breath, grounding herself in the moment. Instead of reacting, she listened to Sarah's perspective, sensing her colleague's genuine effort. Anna chose her words carefully, acknowledging Sarah's idea with respect and offering her own thoughts gently. The room softened, and Sarah's eyes lit up with gratitude. Later, over coffee, they spoke openly, rebuilding their connection. Anna's kind words had mended the rift, creating a space of mutual respect. She felt lighter, unburdened by the guilt of her past harshness. This moment showed her the power of pausing, of choosing words that reflect care rather than conflict. By aligning her speech with compassion, Anna not only restored her relationship, but also found a deeper peace within herself. This shift inspires us to reflect on our own moments of choice, where kindness can transform tension into understanding. Peaceful speech is a mirror of the heart, reflecting the calm we nurture within. Each word we choose is an opportunity to create harmony, to heal rather than harm. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to pause, to let our words flow from a place of truth and kindness. This is not a distant ideal, but a daily practice. One breath, one moment at a time. Reflect on your own speech. When have your words brought peace? And when have they caused pain? Carry this awareness into your conversations. Pausing before you speak. Asking if your words align with compassion. The path of right speech is a journey toward inner peace, one that ripples outward to touch others. Join us on this path at Zen Buddhism, where we explore practices to live with greater mindfulness and love. Share your insights with us, and let us grow together. Subscribe now to Zen Buddhism for more ways to cultivate peace in your heart and words. Chapter 2: The Parable of the Singing Stream. Tucked between rolling hills, a small village thrived around a gentle stream, its waters weaving through the heart of the community like a silver thread. The villagers called it the Singing Stream, for its soft, melodic flow seemed to hum with words of peace, a soothing balm for tired hearts. Children splashed along its banks, their laughter blending with its song, while elders rested nearby, their worries eased by its steady rhythm. The stream's voice was a quiet constant, its clear waters shimmering under the morning sun, whispering patience to all who paused to listen. In quiet moments, the villagers felt its calm, as if the stream spoke directly to their souls, offering wisdom in its gentle ripples. But when storms swept through the valley, the village turned to chaos. Dark clouds gathered, winds howled, and rain pounded the earth, flooding fields and stirring fear. The villagers rushed to protect their homes, their voices sharp with panic, their minds too clouded to hear the stream's song. One spring, a fierce storm raged for days, swelling the stream's banks and drowning its melody in the roar of wind and rain. The villagers argued over how to save their crops, their words harsh, clashing like stones. The stream flowed on, its song unbroken, but none stopped to listen. Their hearts caught in the storm's grip. A young woman named Lila, known for her quiet spirit, wandered to the stream's edge one evening as the storm began to fade. She heard its faint hum, steady and clear, cutting through the village's lingering tension. The stream's voice seemed to speak of endurance, of flowing without resistance. Even through chaos, Lila sat by its banks, her breath slowing, feeling a stillness settle within her. She wondered why the village ignored this wisdom when turmoil struck, why they let fear drown out the stream's calm. The more she listened, the more she felt its song guiding her, urging her to carry its peace into her words. Yet, the villagers remained distracted, their arguments echoing through the valley. Their ears closed to the stream's gentle call. Lila's heart stirred with resolve. She longed to share this discovery, to help the village find the stream's wisdom amidst their storms. The stream's song was a reminder, a quiet invitation to return to peace, to let patience shape their voices. As the skies cleared, Lila vowed to listen more deeply, to let the stream's rhythm guide her speech and actions, to bring its calm to the village. Let us now explore the deeper meaning of this gentle song. The singing stream's voice mirrors the four immeasurables, the boundless qualities of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity that guide us toward peaceful speech. Loving kindness invites us to speak words that uplift, offering warmth like the stream's gentle flow. Compassion calls us to feel another's pain, choosing words that soothe rather than wound. Joy in speech celebrates others' happiness, sharing their light without envy, while equanimity keeps our words steady, untouched by anger or attachment. These qualities, rooted in the heart, shape our speech into a gift of care. When we speak with loving kindness, we foster trust, building bridges where walls once stood. Compassionate words heal, acknowledging suffering with gentleness. Joyful speech spreads lightness, lifting spirits, while equanimous words remain calm, even in conflict. In the village, the stream's song embodied these virtues, offering peace to all who listened. Yet, in their storm-driven fear, the villagers forgot to weave these qualities into their words, their voices sharp with haste. By cultivating the four immeasurables, we align our speech with a boundless heart, creating harmony within and around us. This practice is a quiet path, transforming each word into a step toward peace, a reflection of a heart at ease. Let us now see how the villagers' actions disrupted this harmony. As another storm loomed, the villagers grew restless, fearing the stream's rising waters would flood their homes and fields. In their panic, they decided to control its flow, believing they could force it to obey. They piled heavy stones along its banks, narrowing its path, their voices loud with commands and blame. The stream, once free and melodic, struggled against the barriers, its song growing faint, choked by the weight of their efforts. The more they forced it, the more turbulent it became, its waters muddy and restless, its harmony lost. The villagers' words mirrored this chaos, their arguments sharp, each person insisting their plan was best. Lila watched, her heart heavy, seeing how their need to control silenced the stream's wisdom. The village felt colder, the air thick with unspoken regret, as the stream's weakened song whispered of what was lost. Lila knelt by its edge, her fingers brushing the water, wishing the villagers had listened instead of acting in haste. Their reactive speech, like their efforts to tame the stream, had created only turmoil. Breaking the natural flow of peace, this moment showed Lila the cost of forcing control, how it disrupts both nature and human connection. Let us now see how one villager found a different path. One calm morning, Lila returned to the stream, its waters now gentle after the storm's rage. She sat by its banks, letting its soft hum fill her senses, her breath slowing to match its rhythm. The stream's song, she realized, flowed from its inner peace, moving without resistance through chaos or calm. Inspired, Lila vowed to speak with the same patience and truth. That day, in a village meeting, tempers flared over rebuilding plans, voices rising in frustration. Lila paused, her breath steady, and spoke gently, acknowledging each person's fears with kindness. Her words, like the stream song, calmed the room, softening the villagers' tones. They listened, their hearts opening to mutual respect, their voices finding harmony. Lila's mindful speech transformed the moment, rebuilding trust where tension had grown. The stream's lesson had awakened her, showing that peaceful speech flows from a heart at ease, unswayed by turmoil. The villagers began to listen to the stream again, its song guiding their words toward patience and truth, mending their community's spirit. Let us now explore the roots of such peaceful speech. Dependent origination teaches that our words arise from interconnected causes, shaped by thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. When we speak reactively, our words are tangled in attachment, driven by a need to control outcomes or defend the self. This clinging fuels unpeaceful speech. Like the villagers' efforts to force the stream's flow, non-attachment frees us to speak with clarity and calm, letting words flow naturally. Like the stream's unhindered song, by noticing the conditions behind our words, whether anger, fear, or pride, we can release them, choosing peace over conflict. This practice creates space for understanding, our words carrying the calm of a heart unburdened. The stream's steady flow reminds us to align with life's rhythm, not resist it, letting go of the need to win or be right. Non-attachment in speech is a quiet liberation, allowing us to connect with others from a place of openness, fostering harmony in every word. Let us now learn a practice to cultivate this freedom. Each evening, find a quiet moment to reflect on your day's words. Sit comfortably, take a journal, and note a conversation where your speech felt reactive or unkind. Pause, breathe, and ask, were my words true? Were they kind? Did they serve peace? Write a compassionate phrase you could have said instead, such as, I hear your struggle. Let us find a way together. Repeat this practice nightly, letting it shape your awareness. Building a habit of mindful speech. The challenge is to persist, even when doubt whispers that change is too slow. Like the stream, your words will find their rhythm with time. In daily life, before speaking, take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground and let patience guide your words. This practice of patience and truthfulness transforms how you connect, turning speech into a gift of peace. Let us now reflect on the stream's lesson and carry it forward. The singing stream teaches us that peaceful speech flows from a heart at rest, steady like water moving through life's storms. Its song reminds us to speak with patience, truth, and compassion, letting our words reflect the calm within. Each conversation is a chance to practice, to pause and choose words that uplift rather than harm. Reflect on your own speech. When have you spoken like the stream, with gentle wisdom? And when have you let turmoil guide your voice? Carry this lesson into your day, pausing before you speak, letting patience shape your words. Share your insights with us, and let us grow together in mindfulness. Find more calm with Zen Buddhism, where we explore paths to inner peace and compassionate living. Subscribe today to join our journey, letting the stream's song guide your heart and words toward harmony. Chapter 3: The Lantern of Mindful Words. Nestled in a shadowed valley, cradled by ancient mountains, a village relied on a lone lantern to guide travelers through the dark. Tended by Alara, a gentle keeper, the lantern burned with a warm glow. Fueled by her mindful words, each night, she whispered phrases of kindness and truth into its flame, and it shone brightly, cutting through the valley's darkness. Travelers, weary and lost, followed its light to safety, their hearts warmed by its steady radiance. The villagers cherished Alara, her soft voice weaving peace into their lives, her words a quiet song of compassion. Children sat at her feet, listening to her gentle stories, while elders smiled, feeling calm in her presence. The lantern was more than light. It was a beacon of hope, sustained by Alara's careful speech. Yet, the valley knew storms of conflict. Moments when arguments flared among the villagers. Harsh words, sharp as thorns, flew through the air, and Alara noticed the lantern's glow flicker, dimming when anger clouded the village. One winter, a fierce dispute over shared land split the community. Voices rose in bitter accusations, and the lantern's flame wavered, casting long shadows. Travelers faltered, their paths lost as the light weakened. Alara felt a heaviness. She saw how careless words dulled the lantern's clarity. Even her own patience tested by the village's turmoil. One stormy night, a young traveler, cold and frightened, begged for guidance, and Alara realized the lantern's glow depended on her mindful speech. She sat by the tower, breathing deeply, whispering words of peace to the flame, watching it flicker back to life. But the villagers' disputes grew louder, their harsh words dimming the light further, leaving travelers stranded. Alara's heart stirred. She knew she must tend her words with greater care, guiding the village back to peace. Her resolve deepened. She would speak with mindfulness, restoring the lantern's glow for all who sought its path. The lantern's light was a mirror of the village's heart, and Alara vowed to keep it burning bright, a guide through the darkest nights. Let us now explore the wisdom behind this radiant glow. Mindfulness in speech is the gentle art of observing our thoughts before they become words, ensuring they carry peace rather than harm. Each word we speak shapes our inner world, like ripples on a still pond, and touches the lives of those around us, reflecting the state of our heart. When we speak with awareness, we choose words that foster harmony, building bridges of understanding where division once stood. Unmindful speech, born of haste or anger, creates discord, like shadows dimming the lantern's light, leaving hearts heavy and connections frayed. Mindfulness invites us to pause, to notice the emotions stirring within, to ask, are my words true? Are they kind? Do they serve peace? This practice anchors us in the present moment, aligning our speech with compassion and clarity, turning each word into a step toward calm. In the village, Alara's mindful words fueled the lantern's glow, guiding travelers through the dark with warmth and safety. When the villagers spoke carelessly, their harsh words dulled the light, showing how speech can disrupt or restore the world around us. Consider a moment of conflict, a heated exchange with a friend, where sharp words slip out, wounding both speaker and listener. Now imagine pausing, breathing, and choosing words that heal, that acknowledge pain with kindness. This is the power of mindfulness. It transforms our speech into a vessel of peace, nurturing trust and understanding. The practice is not about perfection, but intention, a commitment to speak from a heart rooted in presence. Each time we pause, we create space for compassion, letting our words reflect the calm we seek within. Mindfulness in speech is a quiet discipline. It asks us to slow down, to listen to the rhythm of our thoughts, to choose words that uplift rather than harm. In daily life, we face countless moments where words can either spark conflict or soothe it. A harsh retort in a tense meeting, a gentle response to a child's question. By cultivating mindfulness, we harness the power of speech, shaping it into a light that guides us and others toward peace. This awareness deepens our connections, turning each conversation into a moment of presence, a chance to create calm and understanding. The lantern's glow reminds us that our words, when chosen with care, can illuminate even the darkest paths, fostering harmony within and around us. This practice is a journey, one that begins with a single breath, a single word, spoken with intention. Let us now see how unmindful speech dimmed the lantern's light. The dimming light. As the village dispute over shared land grew fiercer, Alara felt the weight of the rising tension pressing against her heart. The villagers' voices clashed like storm winds, their arguments spilling into every corner of the valley. Their words sharp with blame and frustration. One evening, exhausted by their endless quarrels, Alara lost her calm. She spoke harshly to a friend, her words cutting like a blade through the quiet. The lantern flickered, its warm glow dimming as her careless speech echoed through the tower, as if the flame itself recoiled from her haste. That night, travelers wandered blindly, their paths swallowed by the valley's darkness, the lantern's weakened light unable to guide them. The villagers, caught in their own conflicts, hurled accusations, each unmindful word a shadow that sapped the lantern's strength. Alara watched, her heart heavy, as a young traveler, shivering and lost, called out for help, his voice faint against the night. The lantern's fading glow mirrored the village's fractured bonds, its light no longer a beacon, but a faint glimmer, barely piercing the dark. Alara's own lapse into hasty speech struck her deeply. She realized her words, once a source of peace, had deepened the chaos, weakening the flame she was sworn to tend. The village felt colder, its connections frayed, as if the lantern's dimming reflected their growing disconnection. Each careless word, whether from Alara or the villagers, seemed to pull the community further apart, leaving travelers stranded and hearts burdened. Alara stood by the tower, her breath uneven, watching the lantern's flame flicker like a fragile hope. She recalled a moment from her youth, when her mentor taught her that words, like sparks, can either kindle warmth or burn bridges. Her harsh words to her friend replayed in her mind, each syllable a reminder of her failure to stay mindful. The travelers' distant cries echoed, their trust in the light fading as the valley grew darker. Alara knelt by the tower, her hands trembling, whispering an apology to the flame, her voice soft with regret. She vowed to restore its glow, to choose her words with care, to mend what her haste had broken. This moment revealed the true cost of careless speech, how it casts shadows not only on others, but also on the speaker's heart. The lantern's dimming was a mirror, reflecting the turmoil of unmindful words, showing how quickly harmony can fade when awareness falters. Alara's resolve grew. She would guide the village back to peace. Starting with her own speech, the traveler's lost footsteps urged her forward, their need for light a call to return to mindfulness. Let us now see how Alara rekindled the lantern's light. At dawn, Alara approached the lantern, its flame a faint flicker in the quiet tower. Barely holding against the morning chill, she sat still, breathing with the valley's gentle breeze, letting her thoughts settle like leaves drifting onto a calm stream. She understood the lantern's glow thrived on mindful words, spoken from a heart rooted in peace, unswayed by the village's turmoil. That day, as villagers gathered, their voices still sharp with lingering anger over the land dispute, Alara felt the familiar pull of frustration. But she paused, her breath slow and steady, grounding her in the moment. She listened deeply to their heated words, hearing the fear beneath their accusations, then spoke softly, acknowledging their concerns with kindness, offering words of truth and care. The lantern's flame steadied, its glow growing brighter, casting a warm light that stretched across the valley's shadowed paths. Travelers, once lost, found their way again, their steps sure under the restored radiance, their faces softened by the light's gentle warmth. The villagers, touched by Alara's calm, lowered their voices, their words finding a new rhythm of harmony. Alara's mindful speech had rekindled the lantern, mending the village's fractured spirit, guiding lost souls to safety. She recalled a teaching from her mentor, that words, like light, can either scatter darkness or deepen it, depending on the heart from which they flow. Her gentle response in the meeting had shifted the air, dissolving tension like mist under the sun. The travelers' grateful smiles. As they reached the village, filled Alara with quiet joy. Her heart lighter, knowing her words had lit their path. The village felt warmer, its bonds slowly weaving back together, as if the lantern's glow mirrored their renewed connection. Alara stood by the tower, watching the flame burn steady, its light a testament to the power of intentional speech. This transformation taught her that words, when spoken with mindfulness, can illuminate even the darkest paths, restoring clarity and trust. The lantern's radiance was a reminder. Each word we choose is a chance to heal, to connect, to guide others toward peace. Alara vowed to carry this lesson forward, to let her speech always reflect the calm of a heart at rest. The villagers, inspired by the lantern's renewed glow, began to speak with greater care, their words softer, their hearts open. This change rippled outward, touching every corner of the valley, showing that mindful speech can mend what haste has broken. Let us now explore the principles behind this radiant transformation. Patience and truthfulness are pillars of peaceful speech in Buddhism, guiding us to speak with care and integrity. Patience invites us to pause before responding, especially in moments of conflict, letting emotions settle like dust after a storm. This pause creates a quiet space, allowing clarity to emerge, ensuring our words align with compassion rather than haste. Truthfulness calls us to speak honestly, but always with kindness, choosing words that uplift even when the truth is challenging. These qualities root our speech in peace, reflecting a heart free from the pull of anger or deceit. In the village, Alara's patient, truthful words restored the lantern's glow, showing how mindful speech can heal divisions and foster trust. Patience allowed her to listen deeply, hearing the villagers' fears without judgment, while truthfulness ensured her words carried sincerity, building bridges where walls once stood. Consider a moment in your own life, a heated exchange where impatience led to sharp words, wounding a friend or colleague. Now imagine pausing, breathing, and speaking with gentle honesty, mending the rift with care. This is the power of patience and truthfulness. They transform our speech into a beacon of calm, guiding us toward connection. These principles are not about perfection, but practice, a daily commitment to align our words with a compassionate heart. In Buddhism, patience is a quiet strength. It softens the urge to react, creating space for understanding. Truthfulness, tempered by kindness, ensures our words carry integrity without causing harm. Together, they weave a tapestry of peace, each word a thread that strengthens our bonds. Alara's example shows us that patient, truthful speech can dissolve conflict, like sunlight piercing through clouds. By practicing these qualities, we align our speech with inner peace, creating conversations that uplift rather than divide. This discipline is a gentle journey, one that begins with a single pause, a single truthful word, spoken with care. In daily life, we face moments where patience and truthfulness can transform our interactions. A tense discussion, a misunderstanding with a loved one. By pausing and speaking with honesty and kindness, we light a path to harmony. Reflecting the calm within, let us now learn a way to embody this practice in our daily lives. Each evening, find a quiet moment to practice mindful listening and speaking, a gentle way to nurture peace in your words. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Feeling your body soften, your mind settling like a still lake. Recall a recent conversation, perhaps one where tension arose. Notice the urge to interrupt or react. Let it pass like a soft breeze. Now, envision a new conversation. Listen fully to the other person, hearing their words without rushing to respond, letting their voice fill the space. When it is your turn to speak, pause, breathe, and ask, are my words kind? Are they true? Do they bring peace? Speak slowly, letting compassion guide each syllable, as if your words were light illuminating a darkened path. Practice this in daily life, especially in challenging moments, resisting the urge to interrupt or defend, choosing instead to stay present. The challenge is to remain aware, to release the need to control the conversation's flow, to let mindfulness shape your speech. Like Alara's lantern, your words will shine brighter with this practice, fostering calm and connection in every interaction. Try this exercise nightly, reflecting on a moment where your words felt hasty. Then imagine how you could have spoken with kindness and clarity. Write down a compassionate phrase, such as, I hear your pain. Let us find a way together. This practice deepens your awareness, turning speech into a gift of peace. Intense discussions. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground, and let your words flow from a place of calm. The discipline of mindful listening and speaking is a quiet path. It builds understanding, softens conflict, and nurtures trust. Each conversation becomes a chance to practice, to align your words with the heart's stillness, creating harmony within and around you. This practice is a journey, one that grows stronger with each mindful word. each moment of presence? Let us now reflect on the lantern's lesson and carry it forward. The lantern of mindful words teaches us that our speech can light a path to peace, guiding ourselves and others through the shadows of life's challenges. Each word, when spoken with awareness, carries the power to heal, to connect, to uplift, reflecting the calm within our hearts. Reflect on your own speech. Recall a moment when your words were a beacon of kindness, lifting another's spirit, and a time when haste dimmed their light, causing pain. Practice pausing before you speak, listening deeply to others, letting their words settle before responding with care. Try this mindful listening practice daily, letting it shape your conversations into moments of presence, where compassion and clarity guide your voice. In every interaction, ask, are my words kind? Are they true? Do they foster peace? This simple act transforms your speech, turning it into a light that illuminates even the darkest moments. Consider a tense exchange with a friend, where a pause and a gentle word could have mended a rift. Now imagine applying this practice in your next conversation, creating understanding where tension once stood. The lantern's lesson is a call to mindfulness, to let our words reflect the peace we seek within. Share your insights with us. Let us grow together in compassion, learning from each moment of mindful speech. Join Zen Buddhism for more peaceful moments, where we explore paths to inner calm and mindful living. Subscribe now to carry the lantern's light into your heart and words, illuminating the way for all who seek peace. Your practice of mindful speech is a quiet gift, not only to yourself, but to everyone you touch with your words. Each pause, each kind word, is a step toward harmony, a reflection of a heart at rest. Let this practice ripple outward, softening conflicts, deepening connections, lighting the path to a more compassionate world. Chapter 4. The Garden of Compassionate Speech. In a village cradled by emerald hills, a community garden bloomed with life. Roses unfurled in crimson splendor. Beans climbed trellises, and sunflowers turned toward the dawn. The gardener, Tuan, an elder with eyes like calm pools, tended this haven not just with his hands, but with his words. Each morning, he walked the dew-kissed paths, whispering to the roses, "You are radiant." To the beans, "Grow with strength." To the sunflowers, "Your light inspires." The plants seemed to hear him, their stems stretching higher, their colors vivid under the open sky. Villagers gathered daily, drawn not only to the garden's bounty, but to Tuan's gentle speech. To a tired farmer, He'd say, "Your work feeds us all." And the farmer's shoulders would lift. To a quiet boy, he'd murmur, "Your heart is strong." And the boy would smile, stepping bolder. The garden was more than soil and seeds. It was a tapestry of trust, woven by kind words that bound the community in warmth. Children laughed as they watered seedlings. Elders shared stories under shady trees. And neighbors worked side by side, their voices soft, their hearts open. Tuan's words were like water, nourishing every soul they touched, creating a sanctuary where all felt seen, valued, cherished. Yet, even the most vibrant gardens face storms. A drought descended, parching the earth, testing patience. The once lush soil cracked. The roses drooped, and tempers frayed. One afternoon, a young woman, frustrated by shriveled herbs, snapped at Tuan, "Your garden is dying. You failed us." Stung? Tuan retorted, "If you tended it better, it wouldn't suffer." His sharp words hung heavy, like smoke in the air. The garden's harmony faltered. Plants wilted further, and the bees grew silent. Villagers, once united, began to argue, their voices harsh over scarce water, over neglected plots. A man grumbled, "You're too slow," to an elder who turned away, hurt. A child, scolded for dropping a tool. "You're careless," retreated in tears. The garden, once alive with color, now mirrored the discord, its vibrance fading like a forgotten song. Tuan watched, heart heavy, as his words, once seeds of joy, became thorns of pain. He saw how quickly harsh speech spread, like weeds choking tender roots, unraveling the community's bond. The roses lost their petals, the beans stopped climbing, and the sunflowers bowed low. Tuan sat among the wilted rows, reflecting on the power of words, how they shape not just gardens, but lives. He realized that careless speech, born of anger or haste, could break what kindness had built. Yet, in every shadow lies the promise of light, a chance to plant anew with compassion. Compassion, in the Zen way, is the root of speech, the quiet force that gives words life. To speak with 2B is to offer words that uplift, like sunlight warming a fragile bud. When we choose words to heal rather than harm, we nurture peace within ourselves and those around us. A gentle phrase, "You are enough," can mend a wounded heart, while a sharp one, "You failed," can shatter it. Compassionate speech is not just in the words, but in the heart behind them. A willingness to see another's pain, joy, or struggle. It builds bridges, turning strangers into companions, companions into kin. In the garden of life, kind words create harmony, weaving threads of trust where division once grew. They ripple outward, softening anger, healing rifts, like a stream smoothing jagged stones. Yet, compassion requires mindfulness, a pause to choose words that serve, not wound. In Zen, we learn to speak with intention, to plant seeds of love that bloom into understanding. This practice asks us to listen deeply, to speak softly, to let our words carry the warmth of a caring heart. When we do, we cultivate a community where all feel held, where hearts grow strong like roots in fertile soil. But what happens when compassion falters? When words turn sharp, we turn to the shadows to learn their lessons. As the drought lingered, Tuan's patience wore thin. His once soft voice edged with frustration. One morning, a villager spilled precious water, and Tuan snapped, "Can't you be more careful?" The villager shrank back, eyes downcast, and the garden's air grew heavy. Tuan's words, once a balm, now stung like nettles. He criticized a young man's pruning. "You're ruining the plants." And the man left. His spirit dimmed. He scolded a woman. "Hurry up. We're wasting time." And her warmth faded. The garden suffered. Its colors muted, its soil brittle. Roses hung limp, beans withered, and the hum of bees vanished. Villagers stopped coming, their shared laughter replaced by cold silence. Tuan felt the weight of his words, each one a stone piling onto his chest. The community, once bound by care, fractured into distance and resentment. A child avoided the garden, fearing more sharp words. An elder stayed home, feeling unvalued. Tuan sat alone, surrounded by wilting rose, seeing how his anger had poisoned not just the plants, but the bonds he treasured. His harsh speech, born of impatience, had sown discord, disconnecting hearts that once beat as one. The garden, once a haven, now reflected the pain of careless words. Its harmony lost to bitterness. Tuan's heart ached, realizing that words, spoken in haste, could unravel the delicate threads of connection. Yet, even in a wilted garden, there is hope. A chance to speak with love and restore what was broken. One still evening, Tuan sat by the faded roses, his heart heavy with regret. He recalled his teacher's wisdom. Kindness mends what anger tears. Humbled, he whispered to the plants, "I'm sorry. You deserve care." And to himself, "I can choose again." The next day, he approached the villagers, voice soft. "I was wrong. Let's heal this garden together." To the young man, he said, "Your hands bring life." And the man's eyes brightened. To the woman, he offered, "Your care is our strength." And her smile returned. Slowly, the garden stirred. Roses lifted their petals. Beans climbed once more. And bees hummed softly. Villagers returned, their hands working in rhythm, their words gentle. A child laughed, watering a seedling, and an elder shared a story. Her voice warm. Tuan learned that compassionate speech is a choice. A seed planted with patience that blooms into connection. He spoke with love, not to control but to uplift. And the garden flourished, its colors vivid, its air alive with trust. The community, once fractured, wove itself whole, bound by words that healed. Kind speech, Tuan saw, is a bridge, linking hearts across pain, restoring harmony where discord once stood. The garden bloomed brighter than ever, a testament to the power of words spoken with care. And so, we explore the freedom of speaking without clinging to outcomes. A Zen practice of pure intention. In Zen, non-attachment is the art of letting words flow without grasping for control. Often, we speak with expectations, hoping for agreement, gratitude, or change. This clinging binds us, turning words into chains rather than gifts. Non-attachment frees us to speak with pure intention, to offer kindness without demanding a response. It is like planting a seed and trusting its growth, not forcing it to bloom. When we say, "May you find peace," and release the need for thanks, our words become light, unburdened. This freedom allows us to speak from the heart, to offer compassion without strings, trusting its ripples will carry love. In a community, non-attached speech fosters openness, inviting others to respond authentically, without pressure. It is a quiet strength to speak with care and let the words rest, like leaves on a gentle stream. In Zen, we learn that true speech is an offering, not a transaction, given to uplift, not to bind. This practice softens our hearts, creating space for connection without control. By letting go of outcomes, we find peace in the act of speaking itself. Knowing our words plant seeds of harmony. Now, let us turn to a practice that cultivates this compassionate speech daily. To grow compassionate speech, begin each morning with a quiet moment. Breathe deeply and say, "May my words bring peace to all." Let this affirmation anchor you. Like a root in rich soil. As you move through the day, pause before speaking, noticing your heart's intention. Are your words meant to heal or judge? If doubt whispers, your words are weak. Or, you'll never speak perfectly. Smile gently. Then return to your practice. Offer one kind phrase daily. To a stranger, your smile lights the way. Or to a friend, your heart is a gift. This practice is not about flawlessness, but persistence. Choosing compassion even when tired or hurt. Try speaking kindly to yourself. I am enough. And feel the warmth it brings. The challenge is to keep going, even when anger tempts sharp words or silence feels easier. Each kind phrase is a seed, planting peace in your heart and others. Over time, this habit transforms, softening interactions, building trust. In moments of conflict, pause, breathe, and choose words that connect, not divide. This is the Zen way. To cultivate speech that nurtures like water on thirsty roots. By practicing daily, you create a garden of harmony, where words bloom with love. Let us now reflect on this journey and act with intention to spread kindness. Compassionate speech is a garden we tend with every word. Its roots in kindness, its flowers in connection. Like Tuan's garden, our words shape the world. They can heal or harm, unite or divide. In Zen, we learn that gentle speech, born of to be, creates harmony, mending hearts and building trust. When we speak with love, we plant seeds that grow into peace, within ourselves and among others. Tuan's story shows us that even after sharp words wilt our bonds, kindness can restore, bringing light to faded places. Today, commit to one act of compassionate speech. Say to someone, "Your presence matters," and watch their heart lift. Practice daily, saying, "May my words bring peace." and feel your own heart soften. Share this practice with others, a neighbor, a stranger, and see how kindness spreads, like ripples on a still pond. In every conversation, choose words that nurture, that heal, that connect. This is the Zen path. To speak with care, to cultivate a world where all feel seen, to grow this peace in your life. Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now to nurture your heart's garden. Together, we can weave a tapestry of compassion where words bloom with love, creating harmony for all. Let us begin today. Speaking kindly, planting seeds for a brighter world. Chapter 5. The Bridge of Truthful Words. In a serene valley cradled by mist-covered mountains, a village once thrived as one. Its people bound by shared harvests and laughter. A sturdy wooden bridge spanned a rushing river, connecting the village's two halves, east and west, where families traded goods, shared meals, and wove their lives together. Children ran across its planks, giggling, while elders sat by its rails, sharing stories of old. But one stormy night, the river swelled, tearing the bridge apart. Its timbers swept away in the current. The village split. East separated from west. And with the bridge gone, hearts drifted apart. Suspicion crept in like weeds. Easterners whispered. The Westerners neglected the bridge. Westerners muttered. The Easterners ignored its cracks. Distrust grew, and lies took root. A merchant from the East claimed, "We sent wood to fix it." But none arrived. While a Western farmer countered, "We offered help, but you refused." These untruths deepened the divide, turning neighbors into strangers. The river, once a gentle song, now roared with the village's discord. In the eastern village lived Lin, an elder whose eyes held the calm of a still lake. Known for her truthful words, she spoke plainly yet kindly, her voice a balm to troubled hearts. One dawn, Lin stood by the riverbank, gazing at the broken bridge's remnants, and spoke to the gathered Easterners. "We cannot heal this divide with blame. Let us speak truth with care." She crossed the shallowest part of the river, her robes wet, and met the Westerners, saying, "We all love this bridge. Let us rebuild it together." Her words, honest yet gentle, stirred something in both sides. Easterners admitted, "We feared losing trade, so we blamed you." And Westerners confessed, we hid our neglect. Fearing shame, Lin listened, nodding softly, and said, "Truth is the first plank we lay." Slowly, villagers from both sides gathered wood, shared tools, and began rebuilding, their hands moving in rhythm, their hearts softening. Lin's truthful words, spoken with compassion, became the bridge's new foundation, binding the village once more. Children returned, carrying small stones to decorate the rails, and elders smiled, seeing unity reborn. The river's roar softened, as if humming in approval. Lin taught that truth, when offered with kindness, could mend what lies had broken. Yet, building a bridge takes time, and not all were ready to embrace truth's weight. Some clung to old habits, revealing the challenge of honest speech. In Zen, truthfulness is a sacred thread in the tapestry of speech, weaving trust where doubt once stood. To speak truthfully is not to wield facts like a blade, but to offer truth with compassion, like a hand extended to lift another. Truthful speech aligns heart and tongue, creating words that resonate with sincerity, fostering connection. When we say, "I see your struggle," with honesty and care, we build bridges between souls. Yet, truth without kindness can wound, and kindness without truth can mislead. Zen teaches us to balance both, to speak what is real with a heart that seeks to heal. Truthful words, like clear water, reflect reality without distortion, inviting trust. In a village, a community, or a single conversation, such speech creates harmony, turning strangers into allies, allies into kin. When we admit, "I was wrong," or share, "I feel lost," we open doors to understanding, allowing others to meet us in vulnerability. This practice requires courage to face our own truths, and mindfulness to choose words that serve rather than harm. Truthfulness is a seed planted with care that grows into trust, binding hearts across divides. In Lin's village, her honest words began the mending, showing that truth, softened by compassion, is a bridge to peace. But what happens when truth is avoided? When words hide behind deceit? We turn to the missteps that deepen division. As the village worked to rebuild, some resisted Lin's call to truth, choosing flattery and deceit instead. A Western merchant, eager to avoid blame, said to the Easterners, "Your wood is perfect. We need nothing more. Though he knew their timbers were weak, an Eastern carpenter replied, "Your tools are flawless. We'll finish soon." Hiding that his skills were lacking, these empty words, meant to soothe, built a shaky bridge that creaked underfoot. Villagers crossed it cautiously, their trust eroding with every wobble. One day, a plank snapped, sending a child tumbling into the shallows. Unharmed but frightened, the village's fragile unity cracked further. Easterners blamed Westerners. "You lied about the wood." And Westerners retorted, "Your carpentry failed us." Distrust flared, and the half-built bridge stood as a symbol of their division. Some villagers, fearing conflict, offered more false praise. "Your efforts are enough." Though the work stalled, others spread rumors. "They don't care about the bridge," deepening the rift. The river roared louder, mirroring the village's discord. Lynn watched, her heart heavy, seeing how deceit, even with good intentions, sowed mistrust. The merchant's flattery hid his fear of blame. The carpenter's lies masked his shame. But both widened the gap between East and West. Children no longer played by the river, and elders' stories grew bitter. The bridge, meant to unite, became a reminder of broken trust. Its planks unsteady, its rails incomplete. Lynn knew that only truthful words, spoken with care, could mend what deceit had torn apart. Yet, in every failure lies a lesson, a chance to return to truth and rebuild with sincerity. In the divided village, where the broken bridge once stood as a scar across the river, Ling, the wise elder, continued her gentle work. Her truthful words had sparked a flicker of unity. But the bridge remained unfinished, its planks uneven, its ropes frayed. One morning, Lynn gathered both Eastern and Western villagers. Her voice soft. "We have blamed and hidden, yet truth can bind us." She spoke honestly. The East neglected repairs. The West ignored warnings. But together, we can rebuild. Her words, clear yet kind, pierced the fog of mistrust. A Western farmer admitted, "I feared shame, so I lied about our tools." An Eastern weaver confessed, "I hid our weak timber to save face." Lynn nodded, saying, "Truth is our strength. It heals when spoken with love." Inspired, the villagers worked as one, hands steady, hearts open. They shared sturdy wood from the East, strong ropes from the west, and Lin's voice guided them. Your effort is enough. Your care unites us. Children carried small stones to decorate the bridge, their laughter echoing. Elders wove ropes, their stories blending across the river. The bridge grew solid, its planks firm, its rails steady, a testament to honest speech. By dusk, the villagers crossed together, their footsteps light, their smiles wide. Lin watched, her heart full, seeing how truthful words, offered with compassion, mended not just the bridge, but the village's soul. The river's roar softened, as if singing of unity restored. This transformation, born of honesty, showed that truth, when spoken to heal, builds bridges where walls once stood. Yet, truth requires more than courage. It demands patience to cross divides gently. In Zen, Naha'oik, or patience, is the gentle hand that guides truthful speech to its fullest power. Truth, when spoken hastily, can cut like a blade, but with patience, it becomes a bridge, fostering trust without harm. Patience in speech means pausing, listening, choosing words that honor both truth and the heart before us. When we say, "I see your pain," with care and timing, we create space for understanding, not conflict. This practice softens resistance, allowing truth to settle like a seed in fertile soil. In the village, Lin's patient words, "We can rebuild together," gave room for confessions, for healing. Without patience, truth risks wounding. A blunt fact can bruise a fragile spirit. Zen teaches us to wait, to breathe, to ask, "How will my words land?" This is not silence, but care. A choice to speak truth in a way that uplifts. Patience fosters trust, as others feel seen, not judged, heard, not blamed. In daily life, when we face a friend's mistake, we can say, "I value you. Let's find a way," instead of pointing fingers. This builds bonds, not barriers, turning moments of tension into opportunities for closeness. Patience in truthful speech is a dance, slow and deliberate, that honors the rhythm of human hearts. Lin's village learned this, their bridge a symbol of truth spoken with care. Now, let us explore a practice to cultivate this balance in our own words. To weave truthful speech into daily life, begin with a simple practice. Journal each evening, reflecting on your conversations. Write one moment where you spoke honestly, and one where you could have been kinder. Ask, did my words build trust? Did they carry care? For example, if a colleague erred, instead of saying, you messed up, journal a gentler truth. Your effort matters. Let's fix this together. This practice trains the heart to balance honesty with kindness, to speak truth that heals. The challenge is fear. The worry that truth will spark conflict or rejection. When this fear arises, pause, breathe, and write. I choose words that connect. Try this for a week, noting how your speech shifts, how others respond. In conversations, before speaking, ask, is this true? Is it kind? Is it needed? If anger tempts you to snap, you're wrong. Pause again and say, I feel this differently. Can we talk? This builds bridges, not walls. In friendships, work, or family. Over time, you'll find ease in truth. Your words a soft light that invites trust. If doubt creeps in, whispering, your truth isn't enough, smile gently and return to your journal, writing one kind truth about yourself. I am learning. I am enough. Lin's village thrived because they practiced this. Their honest words mending what lies had broken. You and too can cultivate this. Speaking truth with care. Watching trust grow like a steady bridge. Let us now reflect on this power and act to share it. Truthful speech, like a bridge, connects hearts across divides. Its planks laid with honesty, its ropes woven with care. Lin's village teaches us that words of truth, spoken with patience and kindness, heal wounds, mend rifts, and build trust where mistrust once stood. Each word we choose, honest yet gentle, is a step toward harmony, a chance to unite rather than divide. Today, commit to one truthful act. Tell a friend, I value your honesty. Or admit to a loved one, I was wrong. Let's listen. Notice how these words soften hearts, yours and theirs, creating space for closeness. Share this practice. Encourage someone to journal their truthful words, to pause before speaking, to ask, does this heal? In every conversation, let your words be a bridge, carrying truth with care, building trust with patience. The Zen path shows us that truthful speech is a gift, a light that guides us to peace. Imagine a world where every word fosters connection, where honesty binds us like a village crossing a restored bridge. Begin today. Speak one kind truth. See its ripples spread. Has truthful speech brought you closer to others? Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now for more truth and peace. Together, we can build bridges of trust. Our words a steady path to healing. Our hearts united in the gentle flow of truth. Chapter 6. The Mirror of Inner Peace. In a forest veiled by morning mist, a traveler named Min wandered, seeking a mystical lake said to hold a mirror of truth. Legends spoke of its surface, a perfect reflection of one's soul, revealing the self beneath layers of doubt and fear. Min's heart was restless, his days filled with sharp words spoken in anger. To merchants who cheated, "You're dishonest." To friends who faltered, "You've let me down." These words left him hollow, his spirit clouded, yearning to see his true self. Guided by whispers of the lake, he trekked through tangled vines and shadowed paths, his steps heavy with the weight of his unrest. At last, he reached the water's edge, a serene expanse framed by ancient trees, its surface still as glass. Ming knelt, peering into the lake, expecting to see his face clearly. But the mirror was cloudy, its reflection blurred, his features distorted by ripples of gray. He frowned, speaking harshly to the lake. "Show me my truth. Why do you hide it?" The water trembled, growing murkier, as if his anger stirred its depths. Min sat back, confused, his heart racing. A soft breeze carried the voice of an old hermit, hidden in the trees, who said, "Your words cloud the mirror. Speak gently to see clearly." Min tried again, softer this time. "Please show me who I am." But impatience lingered, and the lake remained dim. He noticed his clenched fists, his tight breath, and realized his inner turmoil was the fog upon the water. The hermit appeared, her eyes kind, and said, "A calm heart clears the mirror. Harsh words obscure it." Ming listened, sitting by the lake, watching his thoughts. Why am I so angry? Why do I lash out? He saw how his sharp words, to others, to himself, stirred unrest, clouding his soul's reflection. The lake, like his heart, needed peace to shine. Min began to breathe slowly, letting his anger soften. Whispering, "I seek to understand, not to fight." The water stilled slightly, a faint outline of his face emerging, but not yet clear. The hermit nodded. "Your words shape your peace. Choose them with care." Min stayed by the lake, day after day, speaking gently. "I am enough. I can rest." And the mirror began to clear, revealing glimpses of a calm, open face. The forest hummed, birds sang, and the lake's surface grew brighter, reflecting not just Min, but the sky, the trees, the world. His harsh words had clouded his truth, but gentle speech, born of a quiet heart, began to polish the mirror, showing him a self rooted in peace. Yet, clarity is not forced. It is cultivated, and Min's journey was far from over. The mirror still held shadows, waiting for deeper calm. In Zen, inner peace is the wellspring of gentle speech, a quiet mind that shapes words of compassion. A heart at rest speaks with clarity, like a lake undisturbed, reflecting truth without distortion. When we are calm, our words flow softly. I hear you. I understand. Building bridges to others' hearts. Inner peace is not the absence of feeling, but the presence of stillness. A space where anger, fear, or haste dissolve. In Buddhist practice, this calm is cultivated through mindfulness, a pause to breathe before speaking, to ask, is my heart steady? Without peace, our words become sharp. You're wrong. Cutting ties instead of weaving them. With peace, we say, let's find a way. Inviting connection. This stillness radiates outward. Our speech a gentle ripple that soothes, uplifts, heals. In Min's story, his angry words clouded the lake, but his growing calm began to clear it, showing how inner peace shapes outer harmony. In daily life, when we face conflict, a quiet heart lets us speak kindly. I see your effort. Instead of blaming, this practice requires tending, like a garden, through meditation, breath, or silence, to nurture the peace that births gentle words. Inner peace is the mirror's polish, revealing our true selves and offering others a reflection of care. Yet, when we force clarity through agitation, the mirror remains cloudy, teaching us to seek peace first. Ming, eager to see his true self, returned to the lake daily. But impatience gnawed at his heart. The mirror remained cloudy, its surface muddled, his reflection vague. Frustrated, he tried to force clarity, shouting at the water, "Be clear. Show me now." The lake rippled wildly, growing darker, as if resisting his demands. Min scrubbed the surface with his hands, splashing, stirring sediment. But the mirror only blurred further, his face lost in swirls of gray. He spoke harshly to himself. "I'm failing. I can't do this." And the water grew murkier still. Each sharp word, each forceful act, deepened the cloudiness, mirroring his inner unrest. Min sat, exhausted, his heart pounding, his mind a storm of blame. Why is this so hard? Why won't it work? The hermit's voice came softly. You cannot force the mirror to shine. Agitation clouds it. Min realized his reactive speech. His angry demands were like stones thrown into still water, disturbing its peace. He tried bargaining. "If I speak louder, it will clear." But his words, "I demand truth," only stirred more fog. The lake's surface reflected his turmoil, a chaotic dance of ripples and shadows. Min's frustration grew. He snapped at the trees. "You're blocking the light." And at the birds. "Your noise distracts me." But the mirror stayed dim, unmoved by his agitation. The hermit appeared, saying, "A troubled heart speaks troubled words. Rest first, then speak." Min saw how his forceful attempts, his reactive speech, kept the mirror cloudy, trapping him in a cycle of unrest. The lake, like his soul, needed calm, not struggle. To reflect clearly, his efforts to polish it with haste had failed, leaving him weary, disconnected from his truth. Yet, in every failure lies a lesson, a chance to return to peace and try again with gentleness. Min returned to the mystical lake, his heart weary from failed attempts to clear its cloudy mirror. The water, still murky, reflected his inner turmoil, his sharp words echoing in his mind. The hermit's counsel lingered. A calm heart clears the mirror. Min sat by the lake, closing his eyes, breathing slowly, letting his anger soften. He whispered to himself, "I seek peace, not struggle," and felt his chest lighten. Each evening, he returned, sitting in silence, watching thoughts arise. I'm not enough. I must force clarity, and letting them pass like leaves on the water. His breath became his anchor, each exhale releasing tension, each inhale inviting calm. One dawn, he spoke to the lake. I am here. I am open. His voice gentle, free of demand. The water stilled, its surface clearing, revealing Min's face, serene, eyes soft with understanding. He saw his true self, not the angry traveler, but a soul at rest, whole and present. The insight bloomed. Inner peace clarifies speech. Just as it clears the mirror, Min began speaking differently. To the trees, your shade is a gift. To the birds, your song lifts me. His words, born of a calm heart, carried warmth, no longer sharp with need or blame. The forest responded, its air softer, its colors brighter, as if mirroring Min's newfound peace. He met a lost villager and said, "You'll find your way. I trust you." And the villager smiled, heart eased. Min's transformation was quiet yet profound. His speech now a reflection of his inner stillness, a bridge to connection. The lake shone like a crystal, reflecting not just Min but the sky, the trees, the world in harmony. His gentle words, rooted in peace, had polished the mirror, revealing a self unclouded by ego or haste. The hermit, watching, nodded. Your heart's calm speaks truth. Min's journey showed that a quiet mind births words that heal, uniting self and world. Yet, this clarity flows deeper into the selflessness that shapes peaceful speech. In Zen, selflessness is the heart of peaceful speech, a letting go of ego that allows words to flow naturally. When we speak from ego, driven by pride, fear, or need, our words become heavy. I'm right. You're wrong. Building walls instead of bridges. Selflessness frees us, letting us speak without motive, without clinging to outcomes. It is like a clear stream, moving without grasping, offering its flow to all. When we say, I hear you, without seeking praise or control, our words carry peace, inviting trust. In Min's story, his calm heart, unburdened by ego, let him speak gently. Your song lifts me, fostering harmony Selflessness in speech means pausing, asking, do I speak to uplift or to prove? This practice softens our words, making them gifts, not demands. In daily life, when we argue, ego pushes us to say, you failed. But selflessness offers, let's understand together. This shift creates space for connection, where hearts meet without judgment. Zen teaches that a selfless heart speaks from presence, not possession. Its words a mirror of inner peace. The benefit is a world softened by kindness, where conversations bloom like flowers in a quiet garden. Min's clear mirror showed his true self, free of ego's shadows. His speech a ripple of that clarity. By letting go of self-centered motives, we find freedom. Our words flowing like water, nurturing peace in ourselves and others. Now, let us cultivate this selflessness through a practice of inner calm. To nurture inner peace and selfless speech, practice a daily meditation, a quiet pause to center the heart. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling slowly. Picture a still lake, its surface clear, reflecting only the present moment. As thoughts arise, I need to be heard. I must be right. See them as ripples. Let them pass without holding on. Whisper to yourself, my words flow from peace, not ego. If self-centered thoughts persist, I'm not enough. I must win. Smile gently. Return to your breath and say, I release my need to control. Practice for 10 minutes each morning, letting this calm anchor your day. The challenge is releasing ego, the voice that demands attention or validation. When it stirs, breathe and repeat, I speak to connect, not to claim. Before conversations, pause. Ask, is my heart calm? Are my words kind? Try this in small moments. With a friend, I value your thoughts. Or a stranger, your effort matters. Notice how these words, free of ego, soften tension, build trust. If fear of judgment arises, journal it. Writing, I choose peace over pride. And return to your meditation. Min found clarity by letting go. His speech a reflection of a selfless heart. You, too, can cultivate this. Your words a gentle stream, flowing without grasping. This practice eases the mind, quiets ego, and births speech that heals. Over time, your conversations will feel lighter, your heart steadier, your connections deeper. Let us now reflect on this practice and act to share its peace. Inner peace is the mirror of the heart. It's clarity shaping speech that heals, connects, unites. Min's journey shows us that a calm mind, free of ego, speaks words that ripple outward, fostering harmony like a lake reflecting a boundless sky. Each gentle phrase, "I see you," "I trust you," is a gift born of selflessness, polished by peace. Today, commit to one act of peaceful speech. Pause before speaking. Breathe. And say something kind. Your presence is enough. Share this practice. Tell a friend. Try meditating for peace before you speak. And watch how it softens their heart. In every moment, let your words reflect a quiet heart, free of need, full of care. The Zen path teaches that peaceful speech mirrors a selfless soul, creating a world where trust blooms like a garden in spring. Imagine conversations where ego fades, where words flow gently, binding us in understanding. Begin now. Meditate for 10 minutes. Let go of self-centered thoughts and speak one selfless truth today. Notice the peace it brings to you, to others, to the moment. Has this practice cleared your heart's mirror? Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now to find inner peace and share it. Together, we can cultivate words that heal, hearts that rest, lives that shine with the clarity of truth. Start today. Breathe. Speak gently. Share your insights. And let your speech be a mirror of peace, reflecting love to all. Chapter 7. The Whispering Bamboo Grove. In a valley cradled by soft hills, a bamboo grove stood, its slender stalks swaying in the breeze, whispering wisdom to those who paused to hear. The grove was a sanctuary, its green canopy filtering sunlight into dappled patterns, its air cool and alive with a faint hum. Villagers spoke of its magic, how the bamboo murmured truths of peace, guidance for hearts adrift. A young woman named Lan, restless with worry, came to the grove seeking answers. Her village was fracturing. Neighbors argued over land. Words sharp. You took too much. You gave too little. Lan's own voice had joined the fray, snapping, "Why can't you share?" Her heart heavy with regret. She stood among the bamboo, hoping for clarity. But her mind raced. her breath short. The stalks swayed, their whispers soft. But Lan, impatient, demanded, "Speak louder. Tell me what to do." The grove grew silent, its wisdom veiled, as if waiting for her to still her heart. A monk, tending the grove's edges, approached, his eyes gentle, and said, "The bamboo speaks to those who listen, not demand." Lan frowned. "How can I hear when my thoughts are so loud?" She sat, trying to force silence. But her mind churned. "I'm failing. I need answers now." The monk knelt beside her, whispering, "Listen with your heart, not your haste." Lan closed her eyes, breathing slowly, letting her worries soften. She heard the bamboo's faint rustle, a rhythm like a heartbeat, steady, calm. Words emerged. Be patient. Be present. Trust others. Lan's chest lightened, her anger fading like mist in sunlight. She returned daily, sitting quietly, listening as the bamboo whispered, "Your voice can heal. Your ears can mend." One day, she spoke to a neighbor. "I hear your fear. Let's find peace." And the neighbor softened, nodding. The grove's wisdom, heard through patience, began to shift the village. Lan shared what she learned, urging others to listen, to pause before speaking. Some followed, sitting among the bamboo, their hearts opening to its murmurs. We are one. Care for each other. The village grew quieter, arguments fewer, as listening wove threads of trust. Children played among the stalks, giggling softly, and elders sat, their stories gentler. Lan's patient listening unlocked the grove's guidance, her words now reflecting its calm, binding the community in care. The bamboo swayed, its whispers clear to those who stilled their hearts. A reminder that wisdom speaks softly, heard only by those who listen deeply. Yet, not all were ready to hear, their voices drowning the grove's quiet truth. Impatience often blinds us to wisdom's call. In Zen, right speech begins with deep listening, a mindful act that shapes compassionate words. Listening is not just hearing sounds. It is opening the heart, meeting others with presence and care. When we truly hear, we understand pain, joy, fear, and our words become gentler. I see you. I feel your heart. Without listening, speech is hollow, a clanging bell that stirs discord. In the bamboo grove, Lan learned that impatient ears miss wisdom, but a quiet heart hears truth. Zen teaches us to pause, to breathe, to ask, what does this moment need? This mindful listening fosters understanding, the root of compassionate speech. When a friend speaks in anger, we can hear their hurt beneath. Responding, I understand. Let's talk. Instead of snapping back, this builds trust, turning conflict into connection. In a village, a family, a moment, deep listening weaves harmony, like bamboo swaying in unison. It requires patience, a willingness to set aside our own thoughts, to let another's voice fill the space. The impact is profound. Words born of listening carry peace, healing rifts, softening hearts. Lan's village found unity when listening guided their speech, each word a bridge to another's soul. In daily life, we can practice this, pausing before replying, hearing not just words, but feelings. This is the Zen way. To listen as an act of love, to speak from a place of understanding. Yet, when we ignore this call to listen, we risk discord, as the grove's whispers go unheard. As Lan grew in listening, many villagers rushed past the bamboo grove, their voices loud, their ears closed. They argued over land, shouting, "You're greedy. You don't care." Each word a stone hurled without thought. The bamboo whispered, "Listen. Share. Be kind." But the villagers, impatient, spoke over it. "I'm right. You're wrong." Their haste drowned the grove's wisdom, leaving their hearts unsettled. A farmer, angry over a boundary, yelled, "You stole my plot," ignoring his neighbor's plea. "I only took what's mine." The neighbor retorted, "You never listen." And the rift widened, trust crumbling like dry earth. Children, hearing sharp words, grew quiet, avoiding the grove, while elders' stories turned bitter, unheard. The village buzzed with discord, misunderstandings piling like fallen leaves. One day, a merchant demanded the bamboo's guidance. "Tell me how to win," but heard nothing. His heart too loud with greed. He stomped away, muttering, "This grove is useless." Its whispers lost to his haste. Another villager, frustrated, shouted at the stalks. "Speak clearly. I have no time." But the bamboo stayed silent, its wisdom veiled by impatience. The monk watched, saying, "The grove speaks to open hearts, not hurried ones." The villagers' refusal to listen fueled their conflicts. Their words sharp, cutting bonds instead of weaving them. A woman blamed her friend. "You betrayed me," without hearing the friend's quiet truth. "I meant no harm." The grove's whispers, "Be still. Hear each other," faded against their clamor, leaving the village fractured. Misunderstandings grew. Trust faded, and the bamboo stood quiet, waiting for ears ready to hear. Lan saw this, her heart heavy, knowing that speech without listening breeds conflict. A lesson the grove offered to those who paused. Yet, in every discord lies a chance to turn back, to listen deeply and mend what was broken. Lan, transformed by the bamboo grove's whispers, became a beacon in her fractured village. Where arguments once echoed, she now walked with a quiet heart, her ears open to the grove's soft wisdom. One evening, as the sun dipped low, she sat among the swaying stalks, breathing slowly, letting the rustle fill her mind. The bamboo murmured, "Listen deeply. Speak gently." And Lan felt a truth settle. Listening precedes peaceful speech. She returned to the village, where neighbors still clashed, their voices sharp. "You took my land. You never care." Lan approached a feuding farmer, sitting silently as he vented. "You don't understand my loss." She listened, her eyes soft, her heart steady, saying only, "I hear your pain. Let's share this burden." Her words, born of patient listening, softened his anger, his shoulders easing. Lan spoke to another, a woman bitter over a dispute, saying, "I see you're hurt. Can we find peace?" The woman paused, nodded, her voice gentler. Lan's speech, rooted in the grove's wisdom, wove threads of understanding, calming the village's discord. Children returned to the grove, their laughter soft, inspired by Lan's quiet presence. Elders shared stories again, their words kinder, their ears open. The transformation spread. Villagers began pausing, listening before speaking, their words shifting from blame, "You're wrong," to care, "I understand." Let's talk. The grove's lesson was clear. Patient listening births speech that heals, uniting hearts where division once stood. Land's voice, now a reflection of the bamboo's whispers, carried peace. Her words simple. I trust you. I'm here. The village grew still, arguments fading, as neighbors mirrored her practice. Sitting by the grove, hearing its call to listen deeply, the bamboo swayed, its whispers clearer, guiding the village to harmony. Land's journey showed that listening, patient and open, transforms speech into a bridge of connection. Yet, this wisdom draws from a deeper source, the boundless heart of compassion. In Zen, the four immeasurables: love, compassion, joy, equanimity, shape listening into an act of profound care. Listening with these qualities means hearing others with a heart open to their joy, their pain, their truth, without judgment or haste. Love listens to uplift, saying silently, I wish you peace. As we hear a friend struggle, compassion hears suffering, responding with words that soothe. I feel your heart. Joy celebrates another's happiness, reflecting, your smile lifts me. Equanimity listens without bias, steady in the face of anger or praise, offering, I see you clearly. In Lan's village, her listening, rooted in these qualities, turned sharp words into gentle ones, fostering connection. The four immeasurables teach us that listening is not passive. It is an active gift, a foundation for right speech. When we hear with love, our words become bridges, linking hearts across divides. Without this, speech risks wounding, born of distraction or ego. Zen calls us to pause, to breathe, to ask, am I hearing with care? This practice transforms conversations. A colleague's complaint becomes a chance to say, I understand. Let's find a way. Instead of snapping back, the benefit is harmony. Words flowing from a heart that listens become seeds of peace, nurturing trust. In daily life, we can embody these qualities. Hearing a child's excitement, a stranger's worry, with equal openness. Lan's village healed because listening, infused with love and equanimity, guided their speech to unity. This is the Zen path. To listen with a boundless heart, letting words flow as acts of compassion. Now, let us cultivate this through a practice of deep listening. To nurture peaceful speech, practice deep listening, a mindful act of hearing with compassion. Each day, choose one conversation to listen fully. Without planning your response, sit with a friend, a family member, or a stranger, and let their words fill the space. As they speak, notice their tone, their eyes, their heart, saying silently, "I am here. I hear you." Resist the urge to interrupt or reply quickly. Breathe and let their truth settle. If thoughts arise, "I must fix this. I know better." Let them pass like leaves on a stream. After, reflect, asking, "Did I hear with love? Did I understand their heart?" Journal this, noting one moment where you listened deeply. Writing, "I heard their joy. I stayed present." The challenge is overcoming the impulse to respond fast, to prove or advise. When this urge stirs, pause, breathe, and return to listening, whispering, "My heart is open." Try this for 10 minutes daily, perhaps during a meal or a walk, letting another's voice guide the moment. In Lan's village, her listening calmed disputes, her words reflecting what she heard. You, too, can practice this. Hearing a colleague's frustration, saying, "I see your effort," instead of rushing to judge. If distraction pulls you, return to your breath, to the intention, "I listen to connect." Over time, this practice softens your speech, your words flowing from understanding, not reaction. The benefit is a heart at ease, conversations that heal, bonds that grow, deep listening, rooted in the four immeasurables, transforms speech into a gift of peace. Let us now reflect on this practice and act to share its wisdom. Listening is the root of peaceful speech, a quiet act that weaves hearts together. As the bamboo grove taught Lan's village, her patient ears, open to the whispers of wisdom, shaped words that healed, turning discord into harmony. The four immeasurables guide us to listen with love, compassion, joy, equanimity, letting our speech flow gently. I understand. I'm with you. Each moment we listen deeply, we plant seeds of peace. Our words bridges that connect rather than divide. Today, commit to one act of deep listening. Hear a loved one's story without interrupting. Feel their heart and respond with care. Your presence matters. Share this practice. Tell someone. Try listening fully. It softens the heart. And notice how it ripples. In every conversation, pause. Breathe. Ask, am I truly hearing? The Zen path shows that listening, rooted in compassion, births speech that heals, uniting us in trust. Imagine a world where every ear is open, every word kind, every heart connected. Begin now. Listen to someone today. Reflect on their truth. Speak from understanding. Has deep listening brought you closer to peace? Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now to hear more wisdom and grow in compassion. Together, we can cultivate listening as an act of love. Our words echoing the grove's whispers, fostering harmony in every moment. Start today. Listen deeply. Share your insights. Let your speech be a gentle breeze, carrying peace to all. Chapter 8. The Lotus of Non-Attachment. In a tranquil valley, nestled among whispering reeds, a pond shimmered under the soft light of dawn. At its center, a single lotus rose, its petals pure white, untouched by the thick mud below. The villagers revered the lotus, its beauty a symbol of clarity amidst chaos. Its roots deep in murky waters yet blooming free. A young man named Tuan, burdened by restless thoughts, came to the pond seeking peace. His speech was heavy, clinging to outcomes, demanding agreement. You must see my point, or pleading for approval. Tell me I'm right. These words left him drained, his heart tangled in expectations. He knelt by the pond, gazing at the lotus, its calm radiance stirring a longing to speak freely. Without need or control, he spoke to the flower. Show me how to be like you. But his voice was tense, his mind grasping for an answer. The water rippled, the lotus unmoved, as if waiting for Tuan to release his grip. A wandering nun, her robes simple, approached, her eyes gentle, and said, "The lotus blooms without clinging. Speak without holding." Tuan frowned. How can I speak without wanting something back? He tried again, demanding, "Tell me your secret." But the pond grew cloudy. The lotus's reflection blurred. The nun sat beside him, whispering, "Let go of your need, and the lotus will shine." Tuan breathed deeply, his heart softening, his thoughts slowing. He sat by the pond daily, watching the lotus, noticing its stillness, its roots in mud yet petals free. He began to speak differently. To a friend, I share my heart. No need to agree. And felt lighter. To a merchant, he said, I hear your view. Let's find a way. Without pushing for control. The village noticed. Tuan's words no longer clung. They flowed like the pond's gentle ripples. Neighbors, once guarded, softened, sharing openly. Your idea helps. Let's try it. The pond's waters cleared. The lotus glowed brighter, reflecting Tuan's growing peace. Children laughed by the water's edge, their voices free, while elders spoke with ease, no longer seeking to win. Tuan's speech, unburdened by attachment, wove harmony, like the lotus rising untouched by mud. The nun nodded. Your words are now like the lotus, free yet rooted in care. Tuan saw that non-attachment in speech meant offering words as gifts, not chains, letting them rest without demanding a reply. The village bloomed. Conversations lighter, hearts connected. As the lotus stood serene, a mirror of Tuan's transformation. Yet, not all could release their grasp. Their words still mired in expectation. The path to freedom requires letting go. In Zen, non-attachment is the art of speaking without clinging to outcomes. A path to freedom in communication. When we speak with attachment, seeking approval, agreement, or control, our words become heavy. You must understand me, binding us to tension. Non-attachment frees us, letting words flow like a lotus rising from mud, untouched by need. It is speaking with pure intention. I share my truth, not to win, but to connect. This practice, rooted in Zen, asks us to pause, to breathe, to ask, do I speak to give or to take? In Tuan's village, his unattached speech, I hear you, fostered peace, inviting trust without force. The impact is profound. Words without expectation ripple outward, softening hearts, building harmony. When we say, I value your thoughts, without needing agreement, we create space for understanding, not conflict. Attachment breeds suffering. A friend's silence becomes rejection. A colleague's dissent feels like failure. Non-attachment liberates. Our words become gifts, offered with care. resting lightly like petals on water. In daily life, we can practice this. Speaking to a loved one, "I'm here," without demanding they respond a certain way. This fosters peace, conversations flowing naturally, unburdened by ego. Tuan's lotus taught that non-attached speech mirrors a free heart, clear as a pond reflecting the sky. Yet, when we cling to outcomes, we muddy the waters, trapping our words in frustration. Despite Tuan's transformation, many villagers clung to expectations, their speech mired in the pond's mud. A merchant, eager for praise, boasted to neighbors, "My plan is best. Agree with me." But their silence left him bitter. A mother, seeking obedience, snapped at her child. "Do as I say. Why don't you listen?" Her words tight with control. The pond's waters grew cloudy, the lotus's reflection dim, as if mirroring their attachment. Villagers gathered by the pond, demanding the lotus bloom faster. "Open now. We need your beauty." But the flower stayed closed, the water murkier. One man shouted, "You're useless. Show us your truth." Stirring sediment with his hands. But the lotus remained still, its clarity lost. Another pleaded, "Give us answers. We're waiting." Her voice heavy with need. Yet the pond only darkened. The nun watched, saying, "Your clinging clouds the lotus. Let go to see clearly." The villagers' words, tied to outcomes, bred frustration. A farmer demanded, "You must support my claim," only to spark arguments. A woman insisted, "Tell me I'm right," pushing away her friend's honest reply. "I see it differently." Misunderstandings grew. Trust faded. The village's harmony faltered. The pond, once serene, reflected their unrest, its surface turbulent, the lotus hidden in haze. Each demand, each plea for control, muddied communication, leaving hearts disconnected. The nun's voice came softly. "Attachment binds your words. Release it to speak freely." The villagers' efforts to force the lotus, like their speech, only deepen the murk, their frustration a mirror of their clinging hearts. Yet, in every clouded pond lies a chance to clear the waters, to speak with freedom and find peace. Tuan, once weighed by clinging words, returned to the pond, its lotus still radiant amidst the mud. He sat quietly, the nun's teaching echoing. Let go to speak freely. His heart, once tight with need, began to soften, his breath aligning with the water's gentle ripples. He watched the lotus, its petals unfolding naturally, untouched by force or expectation. The insight bloomed. Non-attachment allows speech to flow like the lotus, pure and unburdened. Tuan closed his eyes, releasing his need for agreement, whispering to the pond, I speak to share, not to control. The water stilled, the lotus's reflection clear, its white petals glowing under the sun. In the village, Tuan's speech transformed. He spoke to a neighbor. I value your thoughts. Without pushing for approval, the neighbor smiled, responding openly. Let's work together. To a child, he said, your ideas matter. Without needing thanks. And the child beamed, chattering freely. Tuan's words, now light, carried ease. No longer chains seeking specific replies. The village felt this shift. Conversations grew softer, less guarded. A merchant, once defensive, shared. I see your point. After Tuan listened without demand, elders spoke with calm, their stories free of insistence, inspiring others to do the same. The pond's waters shone, reflecting the lotus's clarity, mirroring Tuan's heart. His speech, unmoored from expectation, wove harmony, like petals resting gently on water. Children played by the pond, their laughter bright, while neighbors worked side by side, their words kind. I hear you. Let's find a way. Tuan's transformation, rooted in non-attachment, showed that words, when freed from clinging, bloom naturally, fostering peace. The nun, watching, nodded. Your speech is now like the lotus, rising clear from the mud. Tuan's journey taught the village that letting go of outcomes creates speech that connects, not controls. A gift of clarity and ease. Yet, this freedom springs from understanding the roots of our words, their interconnected causes. In Zen, dependent origination reveals that speech arises from interconnected causes, a web of thoughts, emotions, conditions. Every word we speak reflects this web. Anger births sharp words. You failed. While calm yields gentle ones. I understand. Understanding these causes frees our speech. like a lotus rising from mud, unbound by reactive chains. When we cling to outcomes, expecting agreement or praise, our words grow heavy, rooted in ego's need. Dependent origination teaches us to see this, to pause, to ask, what conditions shape my speech? A hurried mind, a fearful heart, produces demands. You must agree. But a calm mind, aware of causes, offers, let's share our truths. This awareness fosters freedom. Our words no longer puppets of unconscious motives. In Tuan's village, his non-attached speech reflected a heart that saw its conditions. Fear, hast, pride, and let them pass. The benefit is peace. Words flowing naturally, unburdened by need. Create connections, not conflicts. In daily life, when we argue, we can trace the cause. Am I speaking from anger? From want? This insight softens our words. I see your side, instead of, you're wrong. Dependent origination shows that speech is not isolated. It weaves through others' hearts, their conditions shaping their replies. By understanding this, we speak with care, offering words as gifts, not demands. Tuan's lotus bloomed because he saw his words' roots, letting them flow freely. This Zen practice invites us to see our speech as part of life's web, freeing it to foster harmony. Now, let us cultivate this freedom through a practice of letting go. To speak with non-attachment, practice a pre-conversation meditation, releasing expectations before words form. Each morning, sit quietly for 5 minutes, breathing deeply, picturing a lotus rising from a still pond. As thoughts arise, I need their approval. I must be right. See them as ripples. Let them drift without clinging. Whisper to yourself, my words are free. I speak to connect. If attachment stirs, a desire to control or win, breathe and say, I release this need. Before a conversation, pause. Ask, am I speaking from peace or expectation? Try this with a friend. Say, I value your view, without seeking agreement, and notice the ease it brings. The challenge is overcoming attachment to results, the urge to be validated or obeyed. When this pulls you, return to your breath, to the lotus, repeating, I speak to give, not take. Journal nightly. Noting one moment you spoke freely. Writing, I shared without needing a reply, and how it felt. In Tuan's village, his unattached speech calmed disputes. His words light because he let go. You, too, can practice this in a disagreement, saying, I hear you, instead of pushing your point. If fear of rejection arises, breathe, meditate, release the need for control. This practice softens your heart, your words flowing like water, unburdened by outcome. Over time, conversations become lighter, connections deeper, peace more present. The benefit is a mind at rest, speech that fosters harmony, not tension. Let this meditation guide you. A lotus blooming in every word, free and clear. Now, let us reflect on this practice and act to share its freedom. Non-attached speech, like a lotus blooming above mud, rises from a heart free of expectation, weaving peace in every word. Tuan's journey shows that letting go of outcomes, understanding the causes of our speech, creates words that connect, not control. Each phrase, I see you, spoken without need, is a petal of clarity, fostering trust and harmony. Today, commit to one act of free speech. Pause before speaking. Meditate on the lotus. Say to someone, your thoughts matter. Without seeking a reply, notice how this lightens your heart. The response softer, the moment calmer. Share this practice. Tell a friend. Try speaking without clinging. It frees the soul. And see how it ripples. In every conversation, ask, am I speaking to give or to take? Letting your words flow like water, clear and unburdened. The Zen path teaches that non-attached speech, rooted in dependent origination, blooms like a lotus, its beauty in its freedom. Imagine a world where words are gifts, offered without chains, connecting hearts in peace. Begin now. Meditate before speaking. Let go of expectations. Speak one free truth today. Has this practice brought you ease? Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now to find freedom and share it. Together, we can cultivate speech that rises above attachment. Words that bloom like lotuses, fostering harmony in every moment. Start today. Breathe. Speak freely. Share your insights. Let your words be a lotus, radiant and unbound. Chapter 9. The Path of Patient Words. In a land of rolling hills and whispering winds, a rugged path wound through forests and cliffs. Its twists known only to those who walked with care. A traveler named Hoa set out on this path, seeking a distant village said to hold peace in its heart. Her pack was light, but her mind was heavy, weighed by restless thoughts and hurried words. In her home, she often spoke sharply, snapping at delays. "Why are you so slow?" Or pushing for agreement. "Just do it my way." These words left her isolated, her heart yearning for a calmer way. The path was steep, stones loose underfoot, demanding patience. But Hoa rushed, eager to reach her goal. At a narrow pass, she met a weary merchant, struggling with his load. Hoa said, "Move faster. You're blocking me." Her voice sharp. The merchant flinched, stumbling, and Hoa's haste caused her own misstep. Her ankle twisting, she sat, frustrated, as a sage appeared, her eyes gentle, and said, "Patient words guide the path. Haste leads astray." Hoa frowned. "How can I be patient when time presses?" She tried again, meeting a shepherd, demanding, "Tell me the way." But her tone made him turn away, silent. The path grew darker, thorns catching her cloak, and Hoa's heart sank, her words pushing others away. She paused by a stream, its soft flow calming her breath. The sage's voice echoed, "Speak with care. Walk with ease." Hoa sat, breathing deeply, letting her urgency fade. She met a child lost on the path, and instead of rushing, she said, "I'll walk with you. We'll find the way." The child smiled, pointing to a hidden trail. Hoa's patient words opened the path, her steps steadier, her heart lighter. She met others. A farmer, a weaver, and spoke gently, "I hear you. Let's share this journey." They responded warmly, sharing food, guiding her through rocky turns. The path, once daunting, felt alive, its trees whispering, its stones firm underfoot. Hoa's words, now patient, wove connections, her voice a soft thread binding her to others. The village appeared at dusk, its lanterns glowing, its people welcoming. Hoa entered, her heart calm, her speech thoughtful. Reflecting the path's lesson, patience in words clears the way. Children laughed. Elders nodded. And Hoa felt at home. Her journey shaped by words that waited, listened, cared. The sage, watching from afar, smiled. Your words are now your guide, steady and true. Hoa's patient speech had transformed her path, turning obstacles into opportunities, solitude into community. Yet, not all learn this lesson easily. Impatience often clouds the way, leading to missteps. In Zen, patience is a cornerstone of right speech, guiding words to foster peace, not conflict. Patience in speech means waiting, breathing, choosing words with care, especially in tension. When we rush to speak, snapping, "You're wrong," or demanding, "Agree with me," we sow discord. Our words like stones blocking the path. Patience allows us to pause, to ask, is my heart calm? Does this serve understanding? This practice, rooted in Buddhist virtue, turns conflict into connection, saying, I see your view, instead of clashing. In Hoa's journey, her patient words, I'll walk with you, opened hearts, guiding her forward. Patience in speech is a quiet strength, a choice to listen before responding, to let anger pass like a cloud. Its impact is harmony. Words born of patience invite trust, softening even heated moments. In daily life, when a colleague argues, we can wait, breathe, say, let's find a way, fostering understanding, not division. This requires mindfulness, a heart willing to rest in the moment, not rush to reply. Patience transforms speech into a bridge, linking souls across misunderstanding. Hoa's village welcomed her because her words waited, cared, connected. Without patience, speech becomes a storm, scattering trust. But with it, words become a gentle breeze, guiding us to peace. Zen teaches us to cultivate this virtue, to speak from a still heart, creating ripples of calm in every word. Yet, impatience often tempts us, leading to words that stray from the path. Early in her journey, let impatience rule her speech. Her words a rush of need and haste. On the rugged path, she met a farmer struggling with a broken cart and snapped, "Hurry up. "You're slowing me." The farmer turned away, hurt, offering no help, and Hoa stumbled over loose stones, her path unclear. At a fork, she met an elder, demanding, "Which way is fastest?" Her voice sharp with urgency. The elder, stung, pointed vaguely, and Hoa wandered into thorns, her cloak torn, her heart heavy. Her hasty words, "Why can't you answer clearly?" pushed others away, leaving her lost. The path grew treacherous, cliffs looming, shadows deepening, mirroring her inner turmoil. She shouted at a stream, "Show me the way." But its flow stayed silent, unmoved by her demands. Hoa's impatience bred arguments. A weaver she met said, "You don't listen." After Hoa cut her off, "Tell me now." Their words clashed. "You're selfish. You're rude." And the weaver left, refusing to guide her. The village, once her goal, felt distant, her journey mired in confusion. Hua's heart ached, each sharp word a misstep, disconnecting her from others, from the path. She sat, exhausted, realizing her rush to speak, to control, clouded her way. The sage's voice came softly. Hasty words lead astray. Patience finds the path. Hoa saw her error. Her demands for answers, for agreement, had sown discord, not direction. The path, like her speech, needed care, not force, to reveal its course. Her impatience had fractured bonds, leaving her alone. Her words a barrier, not a bridge. The village remained out of reach, its peace hidden by her own unrest. Yet, in every misstep lies a chance to pause, to speak with patience, and find the way again. Hoa, weary from missteps on the rugged path, sat by a stream, her heart heavy with the discord her hasty words had sown. The sage, her eyes like calm pools, joined her, saying, "Patience in speech lights the way. Haste dims it." Hoa nodded, her breath slowing, eager to learn. The sage guided her along the path, teaching her to pause, to listen, to speak with care. At a steep climb, Hoa met a struggling traveler. Her instinct to snap, move faster, rising. But the sage whispered, "Wait." see their heart. Hoa breathed, then said, "I'll help you. Take your time." Her voice soft. The traveler smiled, their steps steadier, and pointed to a safer trail. Hoa's patient words, born of calm, cleared the path, her heart lighter. Further on, she met a merchant arguing over directions. "You're wrong," he shouted. Hoa paused, recalling the sage's lesson, and said, "I hear you. Let's find the way together." The merchant softened, sharing his map, and they walked on, united. The insight bloomed. Patience in speech creates clarity, guiding hearts through tension. Hoa's transformation deepened, her words now gentle. "I see your path," to a lost child who ran to her, trusting. The path, once treacherous, felt open, its stones steady, its turns clear. Villagers along the way noticed, their voices calmer, inspired by Hoa's care. "Let's walk as one," they said. The sage watched, saying, "Your patient words are a lantern, lighting the path for all." Hoa reached the village at dusk, its lanterns glowing, its people welcoming, their words kind, reflecting her own. Children laughed, elders shared stories, and Hoa felt at home. Her speech a bridge of care, not conflict. The path had taught her to speak with patience, each word a step toward peace, transforming her journey into one of connection. The village hummed with harmony, Hoa's patient speech a guide, like the sage, leading others to clarity. Yet, this clarity flows from a deeper source, the compassion that patience nurtures. In Zen, patience intertwines with compassion, shaping speech that heals rather than harms. Patience is an act of kindness, a choice to wait, to listen, to speak with care for another's heart. When we pause in conflict, breathing before saying, "You're wrong," we offer instead, "I understand. Let's share." This compassionate patience fosters harmony, turning tension into connection. In Hoa's journey, her patient words, "I'll help you," reflected care, guiding others without force. Without patience, speech becomes sharp, cutting bonds. But with compassion, it becomes a balm. I see your struggle. Zen teaches us to ask, Does my speech uplift? Does it honor the other? This practice softens hearts. A colleague's anger met with, "I hear you," calms the storm. Compassion and patience means seeing others' pain, joy, fear, and speaking to soothe, not wound. The benefit is healing communication. Words that build trust, not walls. In daily life, when a friend snaps, we can wait, breathe, say, "I'm here for you." Fostering closeness. Patience rooted in compassion is a quiet strength, a heart that rests in the moment. Offering words as gifts. Hoa's village thrived because her patient speech carried care, weaving unity where discord once stood. This is the Zen way. To speak with a compassionate pause, letting words flow from a heart that sees others clearly. The path of patient speech, lit by compassion, leads to peace. But it begins with practice, a mindful step toward care. To cultivate patient speech, practice pausing before responding, rooting your words in compassion. In each conversation, count 3 breaths before speaking, letting your heart settle, your mind clear. Picture a calm stream, its flow steady, and say silently, "I speak with care, not haste." As you listen, notice the urge to react, to interrupt, to defend, and let it pass. Returning to your breath. Try this with a loved one. When they share a worry, pause, breathe, then say, "I hear you. Your heart matters." The challenge is overcoming reactive impulses. The instinct to snap, "You're wrong," or rush to fix. When this urge arises, count 3 breaths again, whispering, "I choose patience." Journal nightly, noting one moment you spoke patiently. Writing, "I waited. I spoke kindly," and how it felt. In Hoa's village, her pause before speaking calmed disputes. Her words a bridge of care. You, too, can practice this in a heated moment, saying, "Let's find a way." After a mindful pause, if anger pulls you to react, return to your breath, to the stream, repeating, "I speak to connect." This practice softens speech, making it a gift, not a demand. Over time, your words will flow gently, your conversations lighter, your bonds stronger. The benefit is peace, a heart at ease. Speech that heals. Try this for a week. Pausing before each response. Noticing how patience fosters understanding. Let this practice guide you. Your words a steady step on the path of compassion. Now, let us reflect on this practice and act to share its peace. Patient words pave a peaceful path. As Hoa's journey shows, her speech transformed by compassion and care. Each pause, each breath before speaking, is a step toward harmony, turning conflict into connection, haste into understanding, compassionate patience, rooted in Zen, shapes words that heal. I see you, fostering trust where division once stood. Today, commit to one act of patient speech. Pause for 3 breaths. Say to someone, "Your thoughts matter," and feel the calm it brings. Share this practice. Tell a friend. Try pausing before you speak. It softens the heart. And watch how it ripples. In every moment, ask, am I speaking with care? Am I patient? The Zen path teaches that patient words, lit by compassion, create a world where hearts meet gently, like streams joining in quiet flow. Imagine conversations where every word waits, listens, uplifts, weaving bonds of peace. Begin now. Practice pausing. Speak one patient truth today. Notice its warmth. Has patient speech brought you closer to peace? Join our Zen Buddhism community. Subscribe now to walk peacefully and share this path. Together, we can cultivate words that guide, like lanterns on a rugged trail, lighting the way to harmony. Start today. Pause. Breathe. Speak with care. Share your insights. Let your words be a steady step, a compassionate bridge to all.